There's time for everything. A time to make promises and a time to assess scorecard. What would you want to be remembered for? Promises fulfilled or broken promises? President Buhari's spokesperson, Femi Adesina, recently informed Nigerians that Buhari is leaving Nigeria better than he met it. Buhari is leaving, oh. I beg, I want to ask, was this statement made against the backdrop of the comfort he's enjoying in the presidential villa or against the promises Buhari made in 2015? Anyway, don't blame them. They forget so soon that manifestos are the oil with which the yam of governance is eaten and must not be adulterated. But since they don't adulterate them and don't forget, let's remind additional of Buhari's promises in 2015. Buhari promised to ban political government officials from going abroad for medical treatment. But he himself and most of his ministers, including the president-elect, they japa regularly for medical tourism every now and then. He promised to introduce national gender policy and offer 35% appointment to women. But anyway, instead of 35%, they offer 35 women political appointment. After all, 35, not 35. Voice is calm. Creation of 3 million jobs per annum. At least by 4 years, it would have been 12 million jobs. And in 8 years, 24 million jobs, including employment scheme where 740,000 graduates across the 36 states of the Federation and the FCT. Sorry, I forgot they created jobs like kidnapping, banditry, herdsmen invasion of Benue villages. So, after all, Femi might be right. Quite disheartening though. But unemployment in Nigeria today is at about 30% or more from the 18% they met it. Go and verify from the Nigeria Bureau of Statistics. Apologies to Peter Obi. The revival of our steel industry, Jakuta and Alaja, was at least another promise. But you know, they only revive the steel industry in their APC constitution. They also promised the creation of social welfare program where a minimum of 5,000 naira will be paid to 25 million poorest of the poor and most vulnerable in Nigeria, including our unemployed graduates. Even though we remember that the VP, Professor Yomi Oshibanjo, they share money for market, CBN gave loan to farmers. Don't ask me if they are paid back. And government has borrowed another $800 million to share, $800 million to share to Nigeria. I will leave you, the listeners, to score them on this one, whether they fulfill the promise. How about the promise of building one of the fastest growing economy in the world with a real GDP growth average of 10% per annum? Well, unfortunately, the country today is one of the poorest countries in the world with our take-home pay unable to take anybody home. And prices of goods and services are outside the reach of the common man. Anyway, what do detractors like me know? After all, Femi Adesina say Nigeria is better. They also promised to increase our electricity generation, transmission, and distribution to at least 20,000 megawatts within 4 years and an increment of 50,000 megawatts within 8 years with a view to achieving 24 hours uninterrupted supply. Anyway, I don't talk anything about this one, but it is obvious that Buhari scammed unsuspecting voters because till now, our total installed capacity is 7,500 megawatts, and we have not been able to distribute more than 5,000 megawatts. Better well, Bros Femi say, we are better off. We hope so. I can't even believe that this government had promised to upgrade all federal-owned hospitals to world-class facilities and increase in the world with a real GDP growth average of 10% per annum. Well, unfortunately, the country today is one of the poorest countries in the world with our take-home pay unable to take anybody home. And prices of goods and services are outside the reach of the common man. Anyway, what do detractors like me know? After all, Femi Adesina say Nigeria is better. They also promised to increase our electricity generation, transmission, and distribution to at least 20,000 megawatts within 4 years and an increment of 50,000 megawatts within 8 years with a view to achieving 24 hours uninterrupted supply. Anyway, I don't talk anything about this one, but it is obvious that Buhari scammed unsuspecting voters because till now, our total installed capacity is 7,500 megawatts, and we have not been able to distribute more than 5,000 megawatts. Better well, Bros Femi say, we are better off. We hope so. I can't even believe that this government had promised to upgrade all federal-owned hospitals to world-class facilities and increase the number of medical doctors from 19 to 1,000 persons to at least 50 to 1,000 persons, and not only jackpotting for medical tourism as the hospitals are worse off, but they are also struggling to hold down the few medical doctors from jackpotting as a result of poor condition of service, abysmal remuneration, and lack of facility. But really, it's not funny. You couldn't increase the numbers you met, yet you are still unable to keep the few ones available. And yet, Femi believes we are ungrateful for saying we are not better off. Anyway, Goodluck Jonathan will be laughing by now. We are all crying. Buhari is leaving. How about the promises of creating 2 million homeowners in their first year in office and then subsequent 1 million homeowners annually? If you ask about promises of making Naira stable at the international market, they will tell you it wasn't Buhari that made the promise, but the party. But they made the Naira at 199 to $1 on the May 25th, 2015. Today, it is hovering between 740 and 745. And our CBN governor is busy chasing Aboki FS or holding Naira note. Which juju push us into this one chance? Oh, sorry. Bros Femo, no vessel. We are better off. On serious bunch. The unkept promises, plentiful, including amending the constitution to remove immunity for governors and president, providing full disclosure to the media of all government contracts above 100 million naira prior to award and during implementation, creation of commodity board to ensure best practices for selected crops. At least I know that one. I listened to Oshibanjo. Consolidation of INEC to reduce and possibly eliminate electoral malpractices. Even INEC themselves now, they're confused whether they have improved, progressed, or retrogressed. I'm really trying hard to look at the positive of this government that made Pastor Femi Adesina claim that Buhari has left Nigeria better than he met it. And then I remembered that they passed the Petroleum Industry Act. Even though the implementation is topsy-turvy, they promised to eradicate Boko Haram, though, and bring back our guests. But 9 years after, some of our guests are still in captivity, even though our military men are trying daily to suppress and defeat Boko Haram and the general security with the best they can. I also remember that they built the second Niger bridge and built more railway than the previous government. But the only thing they say, the railway now became so unsafe that it turned into a kidnapping den. May God rest the soul of Nigerians that died, both the military and civilians, for no fault of theirs but the fact that they are Nigerians. I will therefore advocate, as the swearing-in draw closer, the incoming government should not bother to take us on another voyage of rhetorics and promises, and nobody should request me to set agenda for anybody. Let them just start from the party, not just start from the party.
Welcome again to the newsroom. These are the headlines we're tracking at the moment. The Ebonyi State chapter of the Labour Party has expressed concern over the recent relocation of the State Election Petitions Tribunal to Abuja. Justice Monica Dongban-Mensem on Wednesday directed the tribunal to relocate to Abuja immediately. Speaking on the development, the state chairman of the Labour Party, Godwin Jioke, said this shutdown of the court in Ebonyi was worrisome to the party, adding that the decision has to be reconsidered and allow matters to be handled in the state where elections took place. The Pan-Yoruba Socio-Cultural Group, Afenifere, has insisted that it would continue to support what it called the victory of Peter Obi of the Labour Party in the February 25 presidential election and all his endeavours in its realisation. Afenifere reiterated that the emergence of a president from the southeast would guarantee equity, fairness and peaceful coexistence among Nigerians. The group described this as the only way through which the confidence Nigerians have in its intervention may be earned. The National Economic Council on Thursday in Abuja has asked the federal government to put the June deadline for petrol subsidy removal on hold, pending the review of existing plans to provide palliatives for Nigerians. The council said the federal government would broaden consultations with state governments and other key stakeholders, such as labor unions, petroleum marketers, the Ministry of Finance, Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, as well as representatives of the incoming administration. India has logged 7,533 fresh coronavirus infections, while the active cases have decreased to 53,852. According to the Union Health Ministry data, the active cases now comprise 0.12% of the total infections, while the national COVID recovery rate has been recorded at 98.69%. India continues to witness a declining trend in the fresh COVID-19 cases being reported in the country. India continues to witness a declining trend in the fresh COVID-19 cases being reported in the country. According to Union Health Ministry data on Friday, India logged 7,533 fresh coronavirus infections, while the active cases have decreased to 53,852. The active cases now comprise 0.12% of the total infections, while the national COVID recovery rate has been recorded at 98.69%. On the international scene, Turkish President Recep Erdogan has cancelled his election appearances for the third day after falling ill with what officials described as an intestinal infection. Erdogan became ill during a TV interview on Tuesday with a gastrointestinal infection, leading to cancellation of his election rallies planned for Wednesday and Thursday. Erdogan is seeking for a third presidential term in Turkey's May 14 elections. EFC title holder Israel Adesanya has controversially vowed to beat up UFC rival Dricus du Plessis until he is black during comments he made about being the first African champion in the promotion. Defining what an African champion will be like when he wins the middleweight championship, du Plessis questioned whether any UFC belts had ever visited Africa. Both Adesanya and fellow title holder Kamaru Usman have since given scathing responses to du Plessis questioning their nationality, for which Adesanya has vowed to defeat him. And that's all on the newsroom. Many thanks for watching.
Opinions are free, facts are sacred, but truth is universal.
How, in practical terms, can we, for instance, de-escalate the tension?
President must see himself as the President of the Federal Republic.
We know where the enemy is. 3 places. The Lake Chad Basin, the border area between Nigeria and Cameroon, and then the Sambisa Forest.
On TV360, we give you a complete dose of everything. Opinion, facts and undiluted truth.
I hardly believe what politicians say in this part of the world.
A new Nigeria is possible, a future is possible.
We delve into the issues, dissect it so that you can understand it, use it to take action.
I don't think there's any need for any governor to look for grant for ranching.
TV360, dissecting the issues.
In terms of settling down, does age affect the chances of choosing the partner you want? In terms of settling down, does age affect the chances of choosing the partner you want?
It should be the choice. I think it should be the choice.
In which way? Me as female, I date a younger person.
I feel
like
as a
factor?
female, like, as in is age a factor in you
Deciding
getting
who
what
to
you
get married
want?
to. Yeah, who you want to.
Who you want to get married
Meaning, can I get married to a younger man?
to? No. Like, for example, as you grow older, for example, now, your chances of getting who you really want becomes slim.
Okay.
I don't think it plays like that for a man.
For a man, yeah, it doesn't.
It's for a man.
But it's
you know,
for a lady.
For ladies, I just feel like you don't. For ladies, you can say that yes, we have the, how do they say it? It's not in our favor. You get. It's more in guys' favor. You see guys in late 40s, just getting married, mid 50s. Yeah. But for women, you understand? They're like, oh, you think about your biological clock. You think, oh, maybe can she, still be able to have kids and everything. So you understand? So most times when they get to a particular age, they start getting pressed like, oh, like let me just look for one and just settle down or something. You get.
I even think like sort
just settle for anybody they say.
No,
not like they settle.
No, I'm just saying
they
that
don't.
for them.
It's just
I'm
that.
not saying that
It's just that. Like,
older women settle now. They settle at the end of the day.
I don't think they're going to settle. Now there is easy.
I was about to say like
you can freeze
modernization,
your
like
you freeze your eggs. Yes.
It's quite easier now.
It's quite easier now.
And again, people like have a liberal mind now.
Liberal mind, and in fact now, more people are more maybe because people are now more open, and then civilization and everything. People are now seeing that you don't need to rush to anywhere. Do you understand? Actually. Okay, so and then because of what is even happening right now, like people considering marriages where people you rush in and then you rush out. People are like, no, I'm going to take my time. I'm going to wait to get married to the right person. You understand? I'm not negating the fact that some people are still rushing.
Yes,
you're still taking your time.
Yeah, that's why.
As a woman.
That's why I say.
I'm not saying that maybe she's trying to be picky, but like maybe I'm not saying maybe at that stage that maybe she's saying, oh, I don't like this song. Oh, maybe for petty reason. I'm saying maybe at that stage, maybe she has not gotten anybody. She's not going to go and meet any random person and just go and.
But anybody that approaches her, she would agree.
Wrong.
No, that's what I'm saying. She's not just going to just because any random person comes to.
Yes.
So you think at 37?
That's what I'm saying. Medicine has made things easier and science.
You can freeze your egg.
She could freeze her egg and she's not worried about her age to give birth.
Is that the only thing women worry about?
It's part of the thing. That's one of the major things in Nigeria.
That's one of the major
or
things
in Africa.
That people worry about is their biological.
It's the truth.
Unless you don't want kids.
It's the main thing. Because in-laws, your in-laws will say, why won't marry this babe? She don't she don't feel give you picking, she don't give us grandchildren. So that's just
the only reason why you don't feel married.
I mean major thing for Nigeria.
But what of you?
Me, for an older woman. If I like the older woman, I'll get married to her. There are ways we could
So
look
if
for
she's
a
like
child.
50, can you get married?
I'm
50 is too much. There's a considerate age. I
This
can't.
considerate age.
Yes,
What
no,
of
it's
45?
truth now.
What of
The considerate
45?
age.
Huh?
45.
I'm going to be 34. Let's say a lady 40. Yes, I could.
6 years.
Yes, I could. But above that, that's...
What of 41?
No, I
42?
say, I'm telling you the age.
41, she
within
just
mine
left now.
It's the same thing. Man,
Even that 40 self.
you get
Almost 6 years difference.
So that's
Shay, what about you?
Almost is a no. Forget that thing.
Which age? Like what of a year older?
Maybe. My max now 3 years. Max.
Older.
3 years older. Max.
Well, see, everybody has his own this thing. So
Max.
But you should at least consider 41. Should still.
How you go consider
the 41 I don't consider
the
no
47 we go still talk am well. You know if you consider 40.
No, but 40 is cool for you.
It's cool.
6
but
years.
I just feel like
She looks
the
great.
most important for
Actually,
men,
yeah.
the worry for them,
actually-
for women, is the fact that one thing they're scared about is their biological clock.
Yeah.
Menopause and all those kind of things. Do you understand? We all know that is aside. If you're not worried about it, that means maybe you don't want to have kids.
Exactly.
Or
Maybe you just
frozen
want to
your
adopt
eggs,
or
you want to adopt, or you want to do surrogacy. If you've frozen your eggs, you understand. So that's just the thing.
But you
I
know
feel
another
like
funny thing in Africa that made it look like as if it's a woman thing. It also affects men. Getting married at a very
it doesn't affect
old
men.
age.
as
I
much
want to
as-
explain to you what I mean by it affects.
Do men,
Wait,
are you saying men
I'm not saying
they drop their
menopause.
standards?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying this. You imagine you getting married as a guy. You're wasting time. You're getting married at 40, 45. So let's say by the time
Sorry,
your
wasting
child
time.
will be. Wait,
Doesn't
no,
mean that
wait.
it was wasting
I'm not
time.
saying you're
Taking
wasting
time,
time. I'm
just
saying
they
you're
have not
taking
met the right
time. Wait.
person.
It's still the same thing. We're only just talking about
just
ladies
say
at this
taking
thing.
time.
Just to take it.
At that, okay, you're taking
time
time,
to meet the right person.
and then you finally get married or get settled at 40 or 45. So by the time your first child will be like 10 years, you're 55 years. So when would you stay to enjoy your kid?
Kid, as in,
You
when
still enjoy
will
him
you
now.
stay- you
Like,
still enjoy your
how?
kid now.
As in, you're already old. Is it at your old age you want to enjoy your kid? Or at a younger
Enjoy
age?
her like a
Like-
person.
So people get married
See,
as
let me tell
early
you,
as
what
25
exactly
and they don't give
they
birth
don't have
until
any
45,
child.
50.
What would they do?
That's it. That one is a
Different
different
Hey,
case.
boy,
That one
just
is a
saying
different
that.
case.
I'm just saying that.
And
what
even
about
at that
the
part
government?
is because maybe they've
Really?
not explored other options to get kids, or maybe they don't have the means to get kids. Yes,
So you
there's
want to tell me that-
IVF.
And people have tried IVF
Are
how
you being
many
funny?
times?
Even if you don't work, then you adopt.
We all know how adoption
Yeah.
is in Nigeria. Adoption is very, very, as in, the process is long.
Tedious.
And which is one of the things that people are really speaking out about. That
Why the process
men-
long? You see
which
one
is one of the
cheap
things that
pikin
they're
for road,
talking
we
about.
don't get anybody
It's
carry
so
am go
difficult.
house.
People are saying it's
It's in
very,
the
and
day.
that's why people are saying that's why people go for that baby factory
Yeah.
thing. That because of the
Because
they
yes,
need to-
doing it the
that's
legal
why
way is stressful. Yes.
doing the legal way is very it will
It's very
take you
stressful.
years before
In
they.
Nigeria.
Yes.
Wow.
Why do you think baby factory
Papers
is
upon
moving?
papers. That's why baby factory
That's
is
why baby
easier.
factory
You
is
just go and
moving.
get the thing
You
easily
just go and
with
get
your
it.
money.
Under 1 year, you're done.
Now, this
But
one, even
adoption,
with
you'll
your
be on
money.
it.
Yeah.
For years, 5 years, they've not given you child.
One,
As in,
no.
you still be on, and it doesn't mean that you even get it though. Do you understand? And that is why baby factory is moving.
It's moving.
And people are really speaking
Black
up
market,
now. I don't
yeah.
know. People are really speaking on that. Nigeria, the government should do something about adoption.
To regulate
they
it,
should
yeah.
make sure the process is easy.
Easy.
Do you understand?
They just
so
have
that
so
you
many
can,
children
you
there
can,
and
so
it's
that you can get rid of all this baby factory
Yeah.
springing up everywhere and there. Do you understand?
But I
Because
don't think a man's standard drops. So even no matter how old he gets at the end of the day, because you see, a man is, especially if he's not rich, but let me say well-to-do. If the guy is well-to-do, his standard will not
I
drop.
think he settled.
I still want a slim babe. I still want a fair
I
babe.
think he
it's a
settled.
lie, settle.
I think he
Men
settled.
Men don't
He
settle.
settled. Do
It's
you know
a
why?
lie. Men
Wait,
settle.
Men
they
don't
settled.
settle.
Men settle. Even when
They
they're not even
settle.
old.
Men don't
Yes,
Even when
they
they're not
settle.
even
settle.
settle.
Yes.
What are
Even
you
when they're
saying?
not old.
Yes.
Yes, they
Let me
settle.
tell you. Let me tell
They
you. Let me tell
settle.
you. Let me tell you how it works.
Speak
Like
for yourself.
when they're
People
serious,
settle.
when they're serious and
Men,
they're
they
active,
settle.
when they're
Men don't
serious,
settle.
Especially when their
They
parents
do.
are on their neck.
Yes,
will, like,
they
listen,
settle.
Before you know, they say,
Men
I didn't like
settle.
her. She got
See,
pregnant for me.
Corey, like when they're
Men
when
settle.
they're
No,
when they're
women.
still when they're still
Gone
very
are those
young,
days that
when they're still very
guys
young,
get-
when
guys-
they're still very
okay.
young and playful and they're still in the field and all, they do this girl. That's when they even have spec. when it's time to settle and they be doing that thing for they settle.
Yeah. When it's time to settle down.
Settle down.
Yes.
They settle.
They
who?
settle.
They settle for anything.
Oh, they don't settle.
Shey,
They pick who pays them
No.
the most.
No.
No, it's not settle.
That's when they
I
settle.
don't think that. I buy with what they're saying.
No, I don't buy what they're
You know why?
Yeah.
Because
Guys.
see, let me
explain.
explain. Wait, let me explain to you
How
something.
can you say guys?
I've
don't
had
settle?
guys. Wait, let me explain
They lie,
something to
guys
you.
settle.
I've had guys that.
You won't be like this one ended up with this
when
one.
they were dating, they were like, oh, if I want to marry, see this kind of babe now, this kind of babe, this. And then finally, while they were dating, they had those kind of girls, those classic girls. And then when they're finally ready to settle, you just see the girl and they're like, God, I don't see why.
Like,
I'm like,
guy.
How far now? But no be this kind of person.
Yes.
Like, what's happen?
What the guy go reply you?
He'll tell you, say, na person way I just won't deal with. Now, like, that person will make me happy.
Bam!
You don't drop the standard.
No,
You drop the standard. You drop her.
No.
Because before you talk, say my standard.
Yeah, wait till you talk.
He
say na person
like this.
Yeah, wait till you talk now. He say na person where I like.
Now you drop the
He don't drop
standard.
the standard.
He drop in standard because
It just be like say wait. It just be like say everybody knows say I like beans. I like beans. Person can't give me ewa going. I can't chop ewa going. You can't say but you talk say na normal beans. Like why can't they eat ewa going? I go I see say I like this one. Oh, pass this one. It don't mean say I settle. It means I prefer this one to even this one. No, you not settle. It was his choice.
Because before he talk say see what I want. Okay, let me use physical attribute.
Exactly.
I want
That
babe we
was what
get
you
big
saw.
butt,
So you
babe we get
settled.
they won't come marry slim babe.
Maybe the sleep.
Maybe we're black.
Yes.
And before now
If you
5
don't-
years
if
we
you
get
don't-
big
He
bone.
settled.
But
He
Iman,
settled.
calm down.
He drop standard.
If he be say he see something for that slim babe, when you know
But
say
he
you
makes
know-
him say he compromise standard.
No, he not compromise. He upgrade himself. He not be compromise.
You know what? You
Not be compromise.
know.
No think am like that. He
don't think am like that.
He not compromise
He said
anything.
to-
Okay, so why is he chasing? Why is he flirting with that his spec outside?
They will not be like,
Why is he
why
flirting with
checking
his spec?
his spec outside?
Yes.
They will not be
No, I
like,
don't
look
understand
at
what you're
it.
saying.
Like you
Like,
get,
after
when
you
you
don't
not
come
finally
marry that
marry
one,
that
you
one,
still dey flirt
you
with-
will not be
But
flirting with his
meanwhile,
spec
your
outside.
spec
To
is
see
a
that
fat-
one.
Why?
That's a different topic that
body
we
this
cannot
thing.
delve into now.
Okay,
Ah.
good.
Men naturally, no matter what,
They like
are
variety.
promiscuous by nature.
How? Who
We
made
have discussed this issue.
We don't
Sheyi.
discuss them before. Now I say
Yeah,
more
but
not
discuss
delve
by
into
nature.
this thing
Who?
Who
deeply.
nature?
More not delve into them deeply.
Who nature?
Like, let's not go into it. Let's not go into it.
There
Like
is
you
a
said.
there is a
Let's not
very
go.
high probability
There's no
for
problem.
a
We're
man,
not
even a
going to
married
go
man,
into
to
it.
still look outside at the
We're
end
not
of the
going
day.
to it.
Because men, our
A
eye know
loose
they stay
man.
one place.
A loose
Now
man.
so it dey be. No, not a loose man. Now so it dey be. It takes the grace of God, serious grace of God. Serious grace of God
If not because
for
of,
a
if not
man.
because of
A serious
religious
grace of
belief.
I did
God.
tell
Like
you.
serious
say
grace
that
of
If not
God.
because of religious belief, if not because of religious belief, and then some form of morality, no be lie. Virtually all men.
Oh, that's
going
like
to do
inbuilt,
it.
like
It's-
inbuilt,
It's
inborn.
going to, no, I'm not saying it's
No,
not
No,
wrong.
so why is it there now?
It's
So
now.
why is it there? Why is it there?
It's not.
I
That's
agree.
what I'm
It
telling
is
you.
inbuilt.
Sheyi?
It just
For me,
depends
built
on
you.
the man's character and the
Me,
way
I
he's
don't-
willing
all
to
this one that you are
discipline
saying
That's where I
himself.
want to come
Wrong.
from.
And
Promiscuity or whatever you're
the
saying.
percentage of men who are willing to discipline themselves that way is very, 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 very low.
So you're trying
Now,
to tell
I'm
me
not saying there are such men who that exist.
No, like
though.
you're trying to say it's a
That's-
natural thing. So it now
It's a
takes a
natural
man
thing.
with extra effort to actually overcome that
My
natural
own-
Yes.
Yes.
It's true.
Very, very
No.
true.
Very true.
What
Very
me-
true, Korode.
What me I want to say is that all this one that you're saying men,
Well, let's not
human,
leave the main topic.
That's the
human,
thing.
as a woman too, as a
That-
man,
that
it's
thing is
human
there.
nature to want to I don't
So
know
it's
how to
both
say.
of it's
Explore,
gender, right?
It's
Thank
explore.
you.
to
Oh, yeah.
explore.
So let's come back
For
to the main
you
topic.
as a personal, it's just like, do you not think of bad things?
Yes, we all do.
We all do.
Good.
Do you do them?
No.
So it's not gender based.
So it's not gender
No,
based.
no,
It's
Korede,
it's
what's the
just
ratio?
an individual.
What's the ratio of married women who cheat?
No, that's
Like no, wait. Like to you, like how many percentage of
I
married
don't
women?
know.
See,
No, like
women
based,
are-
based,
women
based,
are more
no,
disciplined
no,
than
Chife,
men.
based on the
To
experiences the little
men.
experience you have,
To
men.
from what
To
you've
men.
seen so far.
To men.
Yes, ratio of women to
What
men.
me I've
that
been
cheat.
hearing, I think it's even 50-50 or 60-40.
No, right now, yes. Because
Right
right
now,
now,
maybe it's
before,
50.
let's use before.
Before,
Yes.
because people are like, oh, this thing, oh, you know, as a married woman, maybe it was like maybe 30 to, or
70.
40 to
60.
60, you understand? But now with
Now
what
it's
is going on,
50-50.
with
Yeah.
what we are hearing
Yeah.
out there,
Whoa.
we are
True.
not-
You just
we are
wake
not-
up and all your
Do you
kids are not even
understand?
your
True.
own, and you think
Do
you're
you
being
understand?
cheated.
Yeah.
So that's why I said that it's not gender based. That cheating thing is not gender based.
It's just
not
that-
like this thing. But you as an individual,
Exactly.
you're going to make the decision and no, I don't want to cheat. And that was why I gave the example. We all think of bad things in our, by ourselves. Do you understand? But do we all do we do that? No.
It doesn't mean that me.
Because we have it's an inbuilt. We have the morality that corrects that no, you cannot do this.
No, not really.
Okay, so let's go back to the main topic.
Not really.
We need to discuss.
Let's come back to the main topic.
Discuss that later, but not really.
To the main topic.
I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you.
Now we're coming back to the main topic.
The main topic. Back to the main topic. I was saying that men don't drop their standards no matter how old they get.
They do.
If men drop their standards, you won't see 60-year-old men getting married to 20-something-year-old babes.
Wrong.
They do.
You won't see 40-something.
Wait, do you think he's getting married to 20-year-old girl because
not be saying you get money like that, but you go say I go marry better 26, 27-year-old babe. Where you go look and say, guy, how you think get this babe?
No.
Are you trying to say the guy? Men don't settle.
Men settle.
Men settle.
Men settle a lot. Men settle a lot.
What I would say is
now, like,
the preference for men change. So not that they settle.
Why are we using different diction? Why are we changing? Why are we changing? Why are we like settle and preference?
No.
Why are we saying settle and preference?
Settling
what influences preference?
When it comes to men, it's preference. When it comes to women, it's settling. Yes.
Why is the diction changing for men and women?
No. Men settle, women settle.
Why is the language changing?
Men don't settle.
Men settle more than women.
Hey! Stop it!
I don't even know that one. But I know that men settle.
Men.
Kai, Erica, stop it. Kai! Stop that one. Stop that.
Men settle.
That's the
Men settle.
Men
Do you know that it's appalling? It's appalling how they settle.
Now our taste.
It's appalling. It's appalling how they settle.
Turning towards what you said. I think
it's appalling how men settle. Like to the last. No boxes are ticked. They just settle.
Okay, wait. John. Let me ask you a question now. You know a guy now, for example, that he's always carrying fine babes every time. He did date 5 babes. He did punch fine babes. Then he can't talk say he won't marry. You can't say the wife he won't marry ugly. To you, he settled, Abi? Yes or no?
He settled now.
Because he don't carry fine babes. But when he won't come marry, now ugly baby carry.
He settled because he will not go and be cheating on her. He settled.
He will not go and be cheating on his
So what's the use of him settling? When he still has those fine babes at his beck and call, doesn't that tell you he didn't settle?
That tells me that he's confused.
See, when we are talking of settling, no, it's not confused. See, when we are talking of settling, we are saying this guy does not have a choice again. He just has to make do with what he has. That's my own understanding of settling. That he not get any choice. No other person there for him except this person.
So
but these other people still there. That is not settling. He made his choice. He decided, I've seen all this fine babes.
Really?
Now this ugly one I want
pick. That's not what. That's not settling.
They be like, time don't they go.
Like, guys, she don't disturb me. Almost. And now this girl agree like no time.
That's not settling.
It's settling.
That's not settling. That's not settling. Because the guy, he no go carry person where you no like put for house now.
Still set.
So
you go carry person where you know like put for house, even if they pressure you.
Plenty guys don't do them now.
When they no like for anything,
yes,
put for house.
Like a kind of like let's say like let me use one. Let me use one. Wait, let me use one. Let me use one. Or I know there's a royal family. And the rule of the royal family. Wait, not the same thing. Wait, and the rule of the royal family is any girl when you give belle outside. Yes, you have to marry her by force. That's it. That's still settling.
No, that was different. I'm talking of an instance where a guy has a choice.
What about guys?
No family obligation. No cultural obligation.
And then the girl ended up getting pregnant, and then they were like, "Oh, there's nothing you can do. You have to marry our daughter."
Who says so? And they will not force the guy to marry her.
Doesn't happen. Say it doesn't happen.
No, I know it happens.
So what were you trying to say?
I know it happens, but that one you can't well, maybe you can say it's settled, based on what happened. Based on what happened. It is based on what happened that it's settled.
However you want to spin it.
You're trying to streamline. You're trying to box this conversation. You're trying to streamline. You're talking choices. You're talking settling side by side choices. These are certain actions that they have carried out that influence their choice to settle.
Wait, John, let me ask you. Let me ask you this question now. When someone is settling, when you say someone settles, does that person have a choice or not? Does he have a pool to pick from?
In some cases, yes.
Yes.
And he settles.
Yes, and he settles.
Yes.
That's not true.
Yes.
That is true.
When someone settles, it means you don't have a choice. You just have to pick that person.
No.
You talk say this person give person belle. He no get choice.
They
don't tell him, say, you must marry him, you must marry him. He no get choice.
He had a girlfriend, but he just had a one-night stand.
And the girl now got pregnant.
Yes,
he doesn't have a choice. Because
he
himself, I'm sure, his
family
members, all of them would have already told him that, Ogbeni, you don't give this girl Bele. You must marry her. He doesn't have a choice.
No,
as far as he is concerned. But what I'm saying is, you can't compare it with a guy now. Where we say the example I gave earlier. You have fine babes. He now went to carry an ugly babe.
It happens.
He made his choice that okay, I don't want any of this fine babe. I want this one.
Why? Meanwhile, those
probably he saw that this one will be a good wife. She'll give me peace of mind. She'll be able to cook for me. She will answer to my beck and call, unlike all these other ones. And he decided to choose her. That is not settling.
Okay, so what's okay?
He made his choice.
So what is happening? What is going on in marriages whereby the men they were like, I didn't like. I just married her because she was just available.
Yes.
What's going on there?
Because she was available.
Yes.
I've not heard that one before.
You have not heard because she was available.
You will not hear.
Like I just married the girl.
I married the girl because she was available.
Yes, I've even seen a scenario like that.
I know you say you've not heard it before.
No, I'm not honest. I've not heard it. That she was just available. I don't understand.
Available to be married.
Available to be married. That's why I not married her.
There's no certainty that because you have a particular spec or something, it doesn't mean that you are going to eventually find somebody to get married to.
Men settle.
Women settle. I agree that women settle. Men settle. Because to a certain extent, they don't have that luxury of a choice to pick and say,
why?
You
think
as they age,
most times, let me tell you something. Shut up. Yes, they do.
Yes.
Let me tell you something.
I'm not talking.
Some of those girls, do you think that maybe they don't have any girl that is asking them out? It's because they probably just not seen their choice.
Aging.
Yes.
At 36.
Yes.
Because they've not seen their choice.
Yes. 45.
Why is it impossible?
What are you talking about?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. It's not as if maybe there's nobody asking. It's just somewhere it's saying.
Don't let these girls come on. We already won comfort. Don't let them win you, please.
No.
I've seen it play out. I've seen it play out.
So what you're trying to say that when you're 45, you cannot get married again?
Who? As a woman.
35, 36,
you don't have the luxury.
You do. You have a choice.
You do.
You don't.
You can make a choice.
You
can reject proposals.
You reject proposals. You go dead there at 45. You go dead there. You go old.
See, let me tell you something.
You go old at 45. Any man will come meet that woman. She go marry.
Even at 45, there are some men you can't get married to. Even at 45,
I'm saying, but at that point, you don't see.
You know what? Emmanuel, I think the image of the lady you are painting is maybe 13th century or something.
Yeah,
if you're thinking of modern women these days,
they
cannot be talking like this.
They will not care.
In Africa.
They would rather remain
in Africa, Nigeria.
Yes.
Not true.
Yes.
Now lie.
Don't say that.
Now lie. Now lie.
To that part, yes.
Emmanuel,
lie.
It's
a lie. We have not reached to that point.
Are you kidding me?
In Nigeria, we have not.
Yes.
My dear, we have not.
We have.
Whoa.
I don't understand
why
you're
you kidding me.
It's just the few ones that people are looking up to as
celebrity.
We kidded you not.
I'm not talking about celebrity.
I don't agree.
These are not even celebrities. These are not even celebrities.
The image of women you are painting in your mind is affecting you.
There's nothing like that. I say your family cannot even allow you at that stage.
They don't allow you. Say make you just say.
How many women do you think can stand family pressure? How many? Can you stand? Even you.
Yes, I can.
You've not faced it. If you faced it, you will know.
Yes, I can.
Once you get to that point, I'll know if you can.
Man can face it. Man can. A man will face pressure. No doubt.
You not face family pressure. Can you face family pressure?
Men don't know how to stand pressure.
Hey, Jesus!
Men! Especially when they are born.
Joanne keeps shooting this gun this evening. Boom.
Men do not like
this one. We're not agreeing with this one.
Boom.
If you're talking of anybody that stands pressure,
please.
If you're talking of anybody that stands pressure,
easily succumb. They could have been dating a girl for like 10 years and then
before
their mom comes and says, look, and they cannot be like, my mom is on my neck, she's standing on my neck, I can't help her. And please, she wants her, she found her, and they'll be like, I said, you don't be like, are you telling me that you cannot stand and defend our relationship? You don't understand how my mom is. Men cannot stand pressure. Men cannot stand pressure.
Now women that thing they catch the most now. Not men.
Women are more strong.
What do you call this thing? What do you used to call it? My mom said in Igbo. Name C or something. Mom, see this thing. My mom said, you now brag. My mom said.
One Igbo man told me that. Oh shit.
Women are more stone-hearted than men. Men do not have the wherewithal to
especially when their moms start coming to tell them that see this woman, she's not from the city woman. She's a city woman that will come.
That will not be following other men. Look how she's dressing.
See how she's dressing.
No, but he'll not be like, but I've been dating her.
It's like picture people are painting is the 13th century picture.
Modern men, look at them. Modern men like you and Sheyi. Modern men.
Like push me and Sheyi from where?
Can you stand your mom's pressure?
My mom's pressure.
Can you stand her pressure?
My dear, see.
If she stands on your neck, can you stand?
Wait, let me tell you. I quarreled with my parents for months. I wasn't picking their call because of a babe. Not from my side.
I'm very firm about my beliefs and my thoughts, and I stand by them, regardless of pressure.
Really?
Yes.
You can face your family.
Yes, because I want my best interest first.
Even when your family say they will disown you.
No. Disown me. One. They will not even say they will disown me. Exactly. Two. Why? Disown me to what?
Because you don't want to say what
like disown me to.
No,
it's not even possible. You can't disown me because
let's just say you're from that kind of family. No, let's work with that.
For the sake of argument purposes.
I'm not from that
you need to think about it. You need to think about it. If you're from that kind of
See, guy, if you're firm-hearted, you'll be able to influence their opinions. You will be able to influence their opinions.
You will work with what we've said, or else we'll disown you.
To where? Cotonou.
Canada.
We're Africans. You can't do without your family.
Whoa. Yes. Whoa. You see,
like this one themselves go don't agree for the family.
Proven. You see what I was telling you? Proven. Just hear what Emmanuel said.
I'm not telling you that you should not defend, but I'm saying, can you do without your family?
Proven.
You know the place of a family.
So what you're trying to tell
So you're saying that they're not toxic families? Like they're not toxic families? And today their parents
accepted but the ratio to men is lower.
My dear.
No, wrong.
Men go against their parents the most than women.
It's difficult to find a man that is actually willing to go.
What he's saying is the truth. Let's not argue it. Let's not argue it.
It's difficult to find a man.
It's even the men that especially when they are mom.
Crazy.
Start saying.
Especially when they are mom. They'll just say.
You see the women. I'm not saying some women can't be pressured. I'm not saying that they are. But don't come and say that a lot of women.
Yeah.
They will just.
Give in
like that and say that okay, I want to marry. If they will look, what you're trying to say,
a woman will even stand like
women. There's so many times they'll be like, oh, I'll force my family because they never even supported the marriage.
Exactly.
Like there's no, it's just me and my husband and my
exactly. Do you know that I actually know about a woman like that. So she actually thought her family was so wealthy, and then this guy, she actually liked him from her program. So she liked the guy and her family, they vehemently. Do you know, like she left that city they were in. She relocated with that man against, like for a year. Even when she gave birth to her first child, like it was later, like they came around, like she still tells her story, and she's like, I stood by this man. Like it's not as if today he's like anything, like they're just fine. But still, like you can actually see the fact that okay, she's willing to go all out 100. Those women, that woman.
Do you know how many guys have done the same thing?
Do you know how many guys have done the same thing you are saying? Eh?
Do you know how many guys?
Now guys know they even send family safe.
No.
They bullshit family anyhow.
It's a lie.
This thing is saying. This thing is saying.
Do you know the only part? Do you know the only time that men bullshit family are not is to engage in peer pressure? When it comes to the real thing, nothing.
I'm telling you, you don't know.
That's why she doesn't know.
Nothing. I said, I'm so saying. Men are
for her to say that it's only when it comes to peer pressure. That's when men flex muscle.
That's when you flex muscle.
It's to the family that men.
You never see when man they climb, papa and mama. Say I don't want to see people in my house.
Simple.
And what are you saying?
Yes. Yes.
Those ones are in the movies.
No,
which movies?
Which movie?
Which movie?
African Magic.
Even this one you said is in African Magic now.
Showcase.
Where that she left her parents.
She left her parents and went to another town.
That time only in
African
Magic now. African
What's the name of the
epic precisely. And most times the girl's name is Caro.
Hey!
Caro. Scholastica.
Honestly speaking.
But you guys, the good thing is that you know the truth.
What truth?
The good thing is that.
Back to the topic. I just know that it's not. There's nothing level. It's only female that settles.
I say it's only female. Men
Wait, are you actually saying that it's only females that settle?
No, the both gender settle.
I don't.
Wait.
Some men may settle, maybe 2%.
May settle. May settle. Really?
You would never.
Really?
Before you know it.
Before you see a guy that settles,
You've not met guys that settle?
It is the guy's
Have you met guys? Have you met guys that
what he prefers?
Oh, suddenly his preference. When he got married to the woman, then his preference rebranded. There was a rebranding.
You know when a guy settles, like the example you guys gave, maybe for example, he impregnated someone, and then the family said you must marry her. He has to settle for that one. But not when
some people
a guy is still 30.
You're not even be like, why did you now marry this girl?
Exactly.
He will pick his spec.
Do you understand?
Why did you marry
pick
this?
his spec now?
You'll be hearing things after a week of marriage.
Why did you marry this girl?
They're fighting. They never even show this.
Like, why?
And
he's already like.
It's due to other factors. It's not because he settled.
No.
It's due to other factors.
It's because he settled.
Probably he didn't know her character before. When he got in, he had not seen.
He didn't know her character, but his preference changed. But he didn't know her character. I thought it was character that made him settle. I thought it was character that made him settle.
No. I didn't say his character that made him settle.
So after
this is only
so 1 week that you now saw her character. Before the wedding, you didn't see her character. So after
her character adjusted. There was a shift.
Do you think you will know the character of your husband 100%? Okay. Yes or no? Answer yes or no.
Who is talking 100%?
You know the character of your husband?
Does he know his character 100%?
Wait.
Even if he doesn't.
They always don't.
Even if he doesn't know his character 100%.
Will you know the character of your husband 100%?
You can never know anybody's character.
So what are you saying? What am I saying?
But you should know enough. You should know enough for the marriage to be sustained.
You cannot even know
your character, Sheyi.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
So you cannot know anybody's character.
So what you're just saying now?
But no, you should know. You should know enough. You should know.
What you're saying does not make sense.
You should know enough.
You
should know enough.
just said now that have you not heard of situations where some people get married and after 1 week, 2 weeks they are fighting? I said maybe because when they got married, the guy discovered some vices she had that he did not know before. And you are tackling me on that. And you just agreed with me that you cannot know a person's character 100%. So what are you saying?
I didn't agree with you. I said when you ask them, they'll be like, oh, it wasn't as if I liked that. I just wanted to get married to just
exactly.
Now lie. Now woman they talk that one. Not be man they talk that one. Now woman they talk that one. It's a lie. It's not no guy will say that. No guy will say that. That I just married her. No, it's not possible.
You know,
I just married her. Now what? No. I don't believe. I don't believe in that.
Just calm down.
Do you know what I'm saying? You cannot have issues. You cannot have issues in marriage after 1 week. And I know that you cannot know somebody's character 100%. I mean, people don't even know themselves 100%. But you should know enough to sustain the marriage. Like, why 1 week? Like, I don't get how will you get married in 1 week and then you just scatter and then you tell me character. And again, remember you talked about.
Are you saying all those people that their marriage scatter after 1 week is because they settled? Is that what you're saying?
No, Sheyi.
No, I just wanted to clear that.
Sheyi, do you know what? Okay. Do you know the thing is that with this whole marriage thing, you can't just pinpoint and say this is that. But the thing is, when we're talking about settling, there are actually guys that just get married. You never even be like, wow, see, like, why isn't it? Me, I beg, I just want to marry, like, no time, I just want to marry. Like,
wait, I just want to marry person we are not like.
I just want to, obviously.
Shay, what you are trying to say?
Obviously, that's it.
Wait.
I just want to marry, guys.
Like, because I just want to marry.
I just want to marry.
Just carry this one and put inside house.
Speak for yourself. You can't just say that, oh, it cannot happen. Speak for yourself.
Exactly.
You cannot marry someone that you don't like. You cannot say every guy out there.
Guys will not marry somebody they don't like. No guy will marry somebody he does not like.
How can you say?
It's not possible.
How can you say no guy?
No guy. I'm telling you. He's married. He must see something where he like. Either maybe the babe get money or her family get money or something. You can't tell me that a guy will not marry someone that he does not like.
He doesn't like at all.
No. Don't tell me that. Now women they do that one because they don't look and say I need to. All my mates are married. Me too. I want to be married. Even if the let it be a man. It should put me in his house.
80% of men marry people they don't like.
80 what?
30.
You are an arm robber.
Up to 30%.
You are a bandit. You are a bandit. You are a bandit. What?
They are happy marriage. Yes, and it doesn't change the fact that
it doesn't mean that because wait.
For women, I agree.
It doesn't mean that because they are in an unhappy marriage.
What you're saying.
That now means that.
You know what you guys do? You just pick a part of the whole thing I've been saying, and then now say, oh, do you mean that?
Do you mean that what?
Quote me not. What I am
Why
saying.
shouldn't we quote you where you are saying it?
See, don't take it out of context. That's what I'm saying.
Talk.
Put it. Don't come and say, oh, do you now mean that happy marriages are caused by married people that you know like? No, I did not say it.
So what did you say? What did you say?
Please.
Speak for yourself.
I'm speaking for the men race because I'm a representative of the men, and I'm saying it here now, and I will keep saying it.
And Sheyi, you will say to
me, it's not possible. It's not possible.
You'll be like, what? Like it's shocking. Oh my guy, I just know it's no
now I
time.
can't carry ugly woman put for house.
No one is talking about ugly or something. No one is talking about no one is.
Or he just carry somebody he does not like.
Exactly.
Exactly. Now you're getting the point.
Let me just marry her.
Now you're getting the point.
In the long run, he gets to like her. Probably.
I don't know about that one.
That one, if it happen,
can happen, bro.
If it happen, I'm not doubting that one. I'm not disputing that one. But what I'm saying is
that there must have been a
he go get something when the guy like
something. Yes.
He chose her. It's not as if he didn't
have
a choice. He chose her.
Exactly. Do you know what she is trying to do?
You know something?
She is trying to
some guys, they feel pick ugly woman. Say they won't marry this ugly woman because they know say if I put her for house, if I say sit down,
my peace they guarantee.
My peace, you don't get my point. So it's not as if he didn't have a choice. He could have decided to go for that figure 8 and put her in his house or another person. But because he don't know, say even put figure 8, if you don't tell her, make she sit down, make she sit down.
So
he decided to go for someone that he will talk to and that person will listen to him.
So are you saying
he had choices to make.
Choices,
he had options.
Yes.
When you're talking of settling, the person who get choice.
Are you saying now that? Are you saying now that for women? Let me just Are you saying that for women now? For a woman now, when she's of age and all, even if she's
36, 37,
even if she sees a man that is raw, everybody know him is a tough, she'll just be like, oh, my time is going and it's only this man that
let me go. Say she won't marry him, she go marry him.
It's a lie.
I don't think it's true.
I
don't think it's
true.
I don't buy it.
What do you even think of it? What do you even
think?
Exactly. I think you know one thing I'm going to say that the kind of women Sheyi rolls with is all those kind of women.
The kind of who?
The kind of women.
You are a bandit. You are a bandit.
Yeah. You're wondering. Who are you meeting?
Wait. Why would they hype on herself?
Why are you meeting?
Why would they hype?
I don't think women have
Why would I hype myself?
You might say,
if you're meeting women of
probably
this age,
maybe maybe before they get to that stage, they say maybe they want a guy that has too much money or all of this. But once they get to that part, they now like, okay, this one doesn't have, but he has this.
But he has this.
Even men are being realistic.
That's what I'm saying.
You move from a place of fantasy to a place of reality.
Yes. Women.
Everybody moves from a place of fantasy.
Exactly.
Everybody.
They toast to. Now man they toast woman. I mean a woman they toast man.
It's a liberal.
The two. Now you might ask questions.
The two.
Please hush, please.
Okay.
Talk to the hand. I'm talking to you. Am
He has
talking to you? I ain't talking to you. Hush.
Anybody that likes you.
Woman they toast man.
Yes.
You don't see where woman toast man.
Yes.
Wait. Oh yeah. If person want to engage person, propose. Who they propose?
Okay, you didn't say propose.
Calm down.
You didn't say proposal. You said toast.
Man, answer my
question. You said toast.
Oh yeah, I don't come out. Oh yeah, I don't come out toast.
Oh yeah, where you don't enter.
Propose.
For propose.
You don't ever see a woman will propose to man say, will you marry me?
No.
Good.
But she go feel initiator.
Thank you.
She feel initiator.
She
feel not bring the ring
okay,
down. As a man duty to do her.
So propose.
If she initiate him, that's if they give the man clue, Abi.
Yes.
They make the man propose to her. So whose choice is it to make the proposal?
The guy now.
Good. What am I trying to say now?
That
it is the guy that makes the choice, not the woman that makes the choice.
Women still make choice.
How does she make the choice? She cannot predict who will propose to her now.
No, but she still has.
It just be like say woman now. I date woman now, for example. Okay, she likes me. She wants me to propose to her. I can decide not to propose to her.
And that one a different ball game.
No, be different
ball
game.
But she choose say, now this kind of person I go like one day with.
Bam. Now, me when she like, I not propose to him. But another guy she not too like the guy. That one propose to him. And she don't be 38, 39.
And you think she's
You think
say
she no go accept that guy proposal?
No, she's
she
not.
go dey wait for me?
She will not.
Let's be factual. Let's be factual.
In this part,
let's be sincere.
I feel she's going to accept this one because
Bam.
if this guy is wasting time.
Your opinion.
No, it's not his opinion.
No. He's not speaking for us. No. She
doesn't. And she's saying that this guy is not going to say anything.
Wait, at what time?
What do you mean at what time?
This one
At what time?
This one that is proposing. This one is proposing is responsible.
Man, no. Then you're saying she's settled.
Then
you're still saying she's settled.
Yes, yeah, she's settled now. That's what we are saying.
She's settled.
That women settled.
Remember, Sheyi, do you know what you're doing? Do you know you're doing that thing again? Sheyi, you're doing that thing again. That thing you always do. You bring a scenario and then you rope all the conversation into that. This is one scene.
I just give you an example.
That's
you
what
say I
bring
the scenario.
What do you want to say?
Bring that scenario.
Because
I know what you're doing, but this is one. Let's even agree. This is even
Joel,
one scene.
Exactly.
And you're not saying that women don't settle.
Give me another scene. Give me another scene.
You say all women.
Give me another
scene. So
scene.
what you're trying to tell me that all women that are 40.
Any woman that is above 37 would definitely settle. For any man she sees.
No, she will not.
So if she sees a drug or a drug addict or a mafian,
she will say she will change him. She will say she will change him.
She will not. Let me tell you. She will not. She's going to make her
change. Lie. She don't go do like that.
She's going to make her choice.
She'll change the mafia.
I don't believe that.
She'll say she'll change the mafia.
She'll say she'll change him.
You're even saying mafia. So you're telling me that a well-to-do woman.
Now woman language be that.
So
I will change him. Don't worry. When we get married, we will change.
Which one you're trying to tell me that a woman of let me say high caliber, or do you understand? She's working. She's making her own money. She's big.
Yeah.
She's not just. She's going to go and marry a riffraff just because she's 40.
She will touch him up.
No, she will not.
She will touch him up.
She will not.
She has the money. She will touch him up.
She has the money to go and marry a riffraff.
Let
me tell you.
Are you saying it's not happening?
I'm not saying it's not happening,
Yes, what
but I'm just saying that it's not in all cases.
Exactly.
That one,
Korede.
because she has decided to marry the riffraff. That is her own.
A woman is 38.
So she's just going to settle.
She no see person say, will you marry me? She can't see one guy. One guy just come out from nowhere.
Riffraff. One riffraff.
Let's even use your language, your words.
Yes.
Riffraff.
Yes.
Wait, you don't get money, you don't get car, you don't get anything.
The guy
she can't see say. The guy is
not. This guy go give him peace.
This guy go give him peace.
So because she's a guy,
she can't propose.
The guy will give
the guy not propose to her. She will not say, "No, I won't marry him."
He's going to give me peace. He's going to make a good.
I'll wait for Prince Charming.
Let me wait.
No.
Even if you don't go give her peace.
I'm not talking about giving it. Giving her peace.
I'm not
talking about giving her peace. I'm talking about maybe just a random person that she doesn't even have anything for, or someone that.
Except because before they get to that stage of actually knowing if she'll give him peace or not.
I don't think a lady will settle for that kind of person.
If you said this 20 years ago, 15 years ago, I would agree.
But today,
no.
Especially the girls like Korede that stubborn.
No, all this thing I like, John. What you tell me?
No.
When pressure hits them well, they go know what's in the happen. What are you?
So what you're trying to tell me that there are no women that are 38 that are not married?
A woman is 38, 39. When we say she gets serious respect for her family, she will come talk say, no, I'm an independent woman. Independent waiting.
People that you are
my friend go and marry. What are you saying?
See. I don't need to argue with you honestly because you're actually
what let me explain something to you.
I already understand
what they're saying is the truth.
I roll with you.
When
you don't roll with me.
You I roll with.
You don't roll with me.
I will not call a bank I roll
tweets
back in the days. One of our branch manager then, as at then I knew that she was close to 38. Since then till now, she should be in her late 40s. She's still not married. She get money pieces. Like, now baby go stay Saturday, just say, I go London, I will go watch Arsenal match. Now die-hard Arsenal fan. She get mad money.
Why you think she never married?
She never married up to now. I did tell you.
No, man, I
so are men not coming to her?
Men they come. Men they come.
Maybe
she don't see.
Why you think
she probably doesn't want to settle?
Maybe she don't see the kind of person she can want.
That's even it. That's even it.
Don't say she don't get pressure.
I'll tell you why she's not married.
Why she not married?
She doesn't see herself under a man. That's why she's not married. It's not as if she don't see. It's sure for me. She go dey punch some of those ones where they come to stand. They go, they do am on a low-key. But she doesn't see herself submitting to a man. That's why she's still not married. That's why she's not married. It's not as if she has not seen her spec.
Is this not choice? So is this not choice? Wait, Corey, is this not choice?
It's not choice.
So it's not choice.
She decided to stay unmarried. She doesn't want to be under a man.
Is it not choice?
It's a choice. It's a choice.
The choice we are talking of here is choice of picking a woman, picking a man. No, it's not choice.
It's not
choice.
It's not choice.
You're defining choice. You're giving choice your own definition.
Madam, it is not choice.
No, that's what you're doing.
And I will explain why it is not choice. Can I explain?
No, you
can I explain?
No,
so I'm not. Do I have the floor to explain?
No, you don't have the floor.
Okay,
no,
then
John,
I'm silent.
allow him to explain.
Do I have
allow him to explain?
Can I explain, please?
Yes, you can explain.
Can I please explain?
Yeah, you can.
Thank you very much. Now, when I say it's not choice, this is why I say it's not choice.
You just be changing
this is a woman
if
that.
If it was a man, if this was a man now, is it choice? Wait, if this was a man, if it was a man now, remove the woman, you say it's choice.
If it's a man,
you say it's choice.
Let's listen now. Let's listen to him.
Wait, if it was a man,
let's listen to him first now.
If it was a man, if it was a man,
you say he chose.
That was in this scenario now. I won't say he chose. What I'm going to say is,
you don't see him being under a woman.
That is his person. He doesn't want to get married.
But this is not her person.
No, that is her own person too. She doesn't want to get married.
But she can't stay under a man.
It's different from I don't want to get married to someone who is not my spec. Get the point I'm making.
That is
there are two parallel lines. No, listen. There are two parallel lines. Just listen very well. Just listen. Don't worry, babe. Listen. Two parallel lines. I don't want to get married at all. Even if I see my spec. That's one line. Even if I see my spec, I don't want to get married at all. That is one. There's another woman that says, oh, I want to get married, but it must be my spec. There are two different things.
So these two things.
This one is said now. This one is said now. She doesn't want to get married, even if she sees.
Oh, she told you that.
A millionaire, someone that has money more than her. A Prince Charming. She will still not marry.
It's a lie. It's a
lie. Okay, let's agree.
It's a lie.
Agree.
She will still not get married.
It's a lie. That Goto, she said she wants to marry and she said no. I don't want to marry.
But like a woman like that, I'm telling you, she won't get married to.
Oh my God.
She has her own money. She's a career woman. What does she need a man for?
Thank you. Do you know what I'm saying?
My darling.
Do you know what I'm going to say?
No.
It's still choice. It's still a choice. When you start saying, I do not want, when want is involved, it's choice.
It's choice.
It's still choice.
Related to the topic we're discussing, we said as women age, do their choice of a partner drop? That's what we are discussing. We are not talking about do they settle. We are not talking of a woman that has decided that she doesn't even want to get married at all.
Whatever.
But do they settle?
See.
This woman now, did she settle?
See.
For who?
For any of the men that have been coming because of
in his example.
Yes.
She didn't settle for anybody now. She's not willing to pick anybody.
But she does not have family that is pressurizing her.
She can decide and say, oh no.
She go.
Sir, I don't want to get married. It's not.
But
I don't want to get married.
Her, my friend, go and marry.
No, yeah, they can tell her to go and get married. And she will tell them that, oh, I don't want to get married.
These are the women that we want in your mind. Where you're taking not the 10th century women. We want this kind of women.
How many of them? How many days? How many women of today can decide and say, I'm not going to get married in this life? How many?
That was why I said that question. That if you said what you said, if you said it 15, 20 years ago, I will agree. But now, in this,
are you saying that now, babes are willing to stay unmarried for the rest of their life rather than settle? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that I'm not saying there are not some women. But you cannot say that.
It's a thing for the female gender.
Some people say they are not even up to 30.
And they said yes.
Just because they want to get married early or something. But for you to say that all women in the whole of this world, they settle. You are nodding your head like a gamma lizard. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not possible. It is not true at all.
I hear you.
Even let me tell you, even some women that they are not even as rich as the person you're talking about.
Yes,
they will still say no. I'm not just going to go and marry
any riffraff.
I'm going to wait. I don't care. Now, even now that
and if they don't see their spec, they will keep waiting till
it's not about spec. Nobody's talking about spec. They just don't want to get married to. That's what I'm saying. We all know that as you get older, you know your priorities change.
Yes.
Do you understand? It changes.
You are more in touch with reality.
You're more realistic about your choices, about what you want. You understand? You're not living in the fantasy that I want a tall, dark, and handsome. You're more particular about the attributes, the person's capabilities, his behavior, and what he can, capabilities, whatever.
That's
Do you
right.
understand? What he can offer you.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So you're not talking about, oh, no, I want Prince Charming. No, he's not tall, he's not short, he's not, do you understand? He's not romantic
Just
enough and
take
something.
care of you.
No one is talking about taking care of your bed.
No, we're saying you move from a place of fantasy
So
to a
now
place
you
of
move from a
reality.
place of fantasy to reality.
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
Reality.
You decide to pick someone
That's
that'll
what
take
I'm
care of you,
saying.
but I've kept
No.
quiet. No problem. Okay, I'll keep quiet.
And then at that age, and then she not go and be meeting someone, maybe a drunkard or someone that does not even have a job, and then they are working, they have their own money.
Who can take
So
care
you
of
think
her?
that?
Yeah.
So you think that at that age she will say, just let me
Just come
come
home,
let's
come
and
in.
put ring on my hand.
Come in, put ring on my hand. Let's go.
She's going to marry a drunkard.
Does she have money or not?
Does she have? Even someone that doesn't even have money would not. Even someone. Women that they even like to be taken care of.
Woman will no get money, no go marry drunkard now. Waiting they want chop.
But even if she has money, she should not bring him
so
up.
wait,
Let me
woman that has money that will come and marry.
good.
It's a woman
Yeah,
that
right.
has money that will
She
come.
won't
Now
do
that
that.
women are even more enlightened that
I'm
they know
telling
that
you.
men are after their money. So
Yes.
it's a woman that will now want to come and marry a
Yeah.
man that she will come and be feeding.
Yes.
Then he will not have a wife in the village.
She wants everybody to know she has
He
a
will not
husband.
keep a wife in the village that will be respecting him because he
respecting
knows
She
that
wants
he
everybody
cannot
to know
expect
she
that kind
has a
of.
husband.
Yeah,
He will not go marry one village girl.
She can choose not to respect him.
It's the women
She
you are
can
rolling
choose not
with.
to
I
adore
know.
him. She can
It's
choose
the
not to
women
cook for him.
But she has a husband.
But she has a husband. That's
So
what she
what
wants.
is the husband there?
The husband is the man.
Is the man.
Is the man.
The
Just
figure.
that man there.
That figure
So
in
that
the
they will
house.
say she's Mrs.
Yes.
So.
It's the kind of
She
people
doesn't
you're
need to
rolling
respect
with,
him.
honestly.
She has
Because
settled for
honestly
him.
speaking,
And that's it. That
Joanne,
settles it.
trust me.
Have you gotten it? You get
You
the
get
point
it.
now.
Please, I
It's
don't
a
get
wrap.
any
Thank
point.
you very much. God bless you.
I met a friend on Facebook, a Zambian precisely, so we talked about migration, that's me coming over to Zambia for a good job. So I was into fumigation and clothes selling, mobile sales before I left. So when the thought came of relocating to Zambia, when I checked the economy of both countries, I found out that Zambia, though small, but their currency is quite better than Nigeria. Applied for visa, my visa was granted, I purchased my tickets, and then I left. I flew through Kenya Airline. That was on the 1st of June. I arrived Zambia on the 2nd. And then I called this my friend, and I told him I'm in Zambia. So where I was, he moved me to another lodge, a hotel. And that was where I was assaulted by him. He was even dragging my passport. He wanted to get my passport, my yellow fever vaccine card. But because I hid it very far, he couldn't get access to it. He tore my bag, went away with my BTA. It's $885, and then I didn't see him. He absconded. When he left, he didn't pay the hotel bills. He had gone with my money. I couldn't find my money in my luggage. So when I noticed that things were not what we actually planned, I had to become friends with a gardener boy in that hotel. So that previous night, I was asked to move out of the hotel because he didn't pay the bills. But I noticed that he and the receptionist were in good accordance, So I tried asking the receptionist, did that man tell you he was going to come back? He said no, and he's owing for a night, that I can't stay in that hotel. So they had to seize my luggage, seize my properties. I had to look for where to sleep. So that fateful night, I slept in an abandoned vehicle where I was almost gang raped by 3 guys. I had to start this Nigerian movie. I'm with HIV, I'm with this, I'm with that, So you want to, sleep with me and all that. So they made away with my travel documents, my return tickets and all that. They thought it was an envelope of money. So they went with it after tearing my jean and all that. But they couldn't have access to, because I started shouting. That was around 3 o'clock in the morning. I started shouting, creating scenes, so they ran away. When you leave Nigeria and
Welcome again to the newsroom. These are the headlines we're tracking at the moment. President-elect Asiwaju Bola Tinubu has charged governors of the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC) to closely work with the Senator Abdullahi Adamu-led National Working Committee and lawmakers on the election of principal officers of the 10th National Assembly. According to a statement from the office of the president-elect signed by Tude Rahman, Tinubu told the governors and former governorship candidates of the party that they were elected to serve the people with fairness and justice. Dismissing speculations about his death, the president-elect says all speculations have been perished and your spread has brought to shame. Andrew Yakubu, former Group Managing Director, Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC), has sued the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), the Central Bank of Nigeria, and Guaranty Trust Bank over alleged refusal to release his $9.8 million after a court judgment. Justice Ahmed Mohamed had on March 31, 2022, discharged and acquitted ex-NNPC Group Managing Director of money laundering charges. Justice Mohamed held that the EFCC failed to prove its case beyond reasonable doubt, but the anti-corruption agency had appealed against the judgment. The EFCC had further urged the court to discontinue Yakubu's application and uphold his preliminary objection in the interest of justice. The factional chairman of the All Progressive Congress in Taraba State, James Amadu, has called on security operatives on the state to urgently effect the arrest of Ibrahim Tukur for impersonation as the chairman of the party in the state. At a press conference in Jalingo, Amadu, flanked by some state executives of the party, also called on APC national leadership to expediently call Tukur to order before it creates irreparable confusion in the state branch. Amadu was reacting to the purported suspension of the senator-elect for Taraba South Senatorial District and the governorship aspirant of the party in the just concluded election by Tukur, says the former chairman lacked the legal and moral grounds to suspend or expel any member of the party. AstraZeneca plans to spend about $450 million building a factory in China making inhalers to treat smokers' lungs, doubling down on the world's #2 pharmaceutical market as the drug makers predict only minimal sales of its COVID vaccine this year. The vaccine became its second best-selling product in 2021, but the business had quickly fizzled as it struggled to compete with the dominant shots made by rivals Pfizer and Moderna. For AstraZeneca, the investment also reinforces its focus on core areas of cancer, rare and respiratory diseases after its venture into developing and making the COVID vaccine with Oxford. And in business, oil prices has dropped below $80 per barrel in the global market as the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries (OPEC), International Energy Forum and the International Energy Agency ended their explosive workshop. The prices of crude, including Nigeria's Bonny Light, United Kingdom Brent, and OPEC basket, dropped to $79, $78, and $79 per barrel respectively, from over $80 recorded the previous day. Market Watch says the drop remains insignificant as many nations, especially Nigeria, which had benchmarked its 2023 budget at $75 per barrel and 1.8 million per day, including considates, would still be able to generate adequate revenue. Fighting between Sudan military and rapid support forces has continued on Friday, hours into the latest ceasefire. According to reports, the situation across Sudan had deteriorated with shortage of vital water and food supplies, and reports of widespread looting with hospitals are being targeted. Markets have reportedly been looted, as well as several humanitarian organizations' premises. And in sports, Real Madrid has suffered a blow ahead of their Champions League semi-final clash with Manchester City on May 9th. In a statement released by the club, the midfielder Luka Modric has suffered a hamstring injury in his left leg. It is still unclear if Modric will return in time to feature in Real Madrid's next 4 fixtures. That's all on the newsroom. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.
Opinions are free. facts are sacred, but truth is universal.
How, in practical terms, can we, for instance, de-escalate the tension?
President must see himself as the president of the Federal Republic.
We know where the enemy is. 3 places. The Lake Chad Basin, the border area between Nigeria and Cameroon, and then the Sambisa Forest.
On TV360, we give you a complete dose of everything. Opinion, facts, and undiluted truth.
I hardly believe what politicians say in this part of the world.
A new Nigeria is possible, a future is possible.
We delve into the issues, dissect it so that you can understand it, use it to take action.
I don't think there's any need for any governor to look for grant for ranching.
TV360, dissecting the issues.
Nominated as the chairman of Grantmanship by the college management in 2018. And what is Grantmanship? Grantmanship is sourcing for grants for the development of the college. And so our first outing, we want to create awareness among the staffs on what is Grantmanship. Therefore invited 2 speakers, Professor Idachapa from Confident University and Dr. Dabasaki from Ford Foundation. Along the line, he told us that they don't give grants, and that they have specific area, and that is area of art. For years, those in the art, in the School of Art, they have been dreaming of having something like this. But it is a matter of money. There's no money backing, nothing. So, but when he was now asking us, he talked to us about the policy, said, okay, we'll look into that. He said, okay, so if you are coming because they are interested in that, why don't we join it with an exhibition on sexual harassment? He said, oh, that's all right. But he now told us that one will not fetch us much. That, okay, the college, since inception of the college, 1947, we have Department of Art. Later, it metamorphosed, now asked us to go and write proposal. So we left that place. So we rub mind, we write, we send to him, did some correction, he sent it back to us. But along the line, we found out that we cannot do it alone because we are science-based. So we need somebody that is fast in art. And that was how Dr. Rimolade came in. And the three of us, we wrote the proposal. He helped us fine-tune it. And that was how we get the grant of $100,000 for this project. But like I said, it is not this project alone. So 3 projects. This is the major one. Then we have the exhibition and we have the policy. So on the 25th of November this year, that is when we launched the 3.
Initially, we were just looking at a program where we address sexual harassment in the college, but by extension, we were able to get a museum out of the whole project. And the museum was launched on the 25th of November 2020.
What I could start with is that we were dealing with an abandoned space, and we had to deal with a lot of forces of the elements, which obviously we've won this far. The fight continues, and our museum is in the basement space. The basement space takes more than half of the lower part of the building, so it's a large, very large space. The purpose of the space in itself, aside from the display space that you already have been through, the museum actually has 3 components, where we have the display place for the works that we've put up, and then we also have a research and repository section. This section is supposed to deal with future research. A lot of writing, of course, is going to start happening, and keeping a log of information. We've been here, the school has been here for such a long time, and it has so many relationships with so many artists in the city, and we want to begin to document them. So it becomes a space where anyone that is looking for information, primary information, not just things that you find online, things that these artists probably would keep or lose, like how you would go through Dali's foundation now and find notebooks and things. Those are the kind of things that the museum is going to gather for research purposes. We're starting to work towards having our conservatory and preservation section. It's a restoration section, which works perfectly for us because our faculty has already for several years been running programs on methods and materials, and under methods and materials there's a section for preservation and conservation of art. So it's not a full-fledged course here. It's not even a full-fledged course anywhere close to us. So hopefully it would be filling a huge gap, not just for our community, but for artists and art collectors around us. We hope it becomes a service point moving forward.
Very happy about this because, like you have rightly said, that I've been here for a decade. Yeah, you see, we have Yusuf Gilo Gallery, and coming now to have Yaba Art Museum is very, very good. And we have to thank God for the people that sponsor the Ford Foundation for that, for this achievement. We thank God. And you see, this Yaba Art Museum is the first in all higher institutions in Nigeria, the first and in the higher institutions in Nigeria. As you all know, Yaba Art School is still the best. So we are coming again as the best to produce the largest art museum in any higher institution in this country.
for years. You know, those in the art, in the School of Art, they have been dreaming of having something like this. But it is a matter of money. There's no money backing, nothing. So, but when he was now asking us, he talked to us about the policy, said, okay, we'll look into that. He said, okay, so if you are coming because they are interested in art, why don't we join it with an exhibition on sexual harassment? We said, that's all right. But he now told us that that one will not fetch us much. That, okay, the college, since inception of the college, 1947, we have Department of Art. Later, it metamorphoses into School of Art. Do we have a collection center for all the arts? We said no. Said, well, what if you have a mini museum? Said, okay, that's a great idea. And it's now asked us to go and write proposal. So we left that place. So we rub mind, we write, we send to him. Did some correction, he sent it back to us. But along the line, we found out that we cannot do it alone because we are science-based. So we need somebody that is fast in art. And that was how Dr. Rimolade came in. And the three of us, we wrote the proposal. He helped us fine-tune it. And that was how we get the grant of $100,000. But like I said, it is not this project alone. So, 3 projects. This is the major one. Then we have the exhibition and we have the policy. So on the 25th of November this year, that is when we launched.
In this part of the world, when it comes to art school, I think Yaba Art School has been on for over 70 years, and that's quite a record. And with that, which means that her seeds are all over the place globally, right? So when it comes to adding to the content of what we have in here, in fact, we're just starting, right? Because we have a lot of people, alumni outside there that are willing, to actually have donate to this particular, museum. Right, and so, like I told you earlier on, constantly, we'll be having this, enriching the collection. So, because like I told you, what we have, some of, students' works, lecturers, as well as supporters out there, right? If there's anything we are aiming at, it's, because we know what is happening outside there, and this is what we are ready to give locally. Now, come to the artifacts that are out there. Why do we travel out there to see those works? It's because of the way they've been packaged. And that is where, because you have a lot of, information about those things, those works, where they are. And when you see some of the promotions about them, you want to see them, right? So if there's anything, there's a question you ask whether we are ready for it. I want to say here in Yaba College of Technology, we are even ready, right? In the sense that the kind of space we have, the kind of packaging we are ready to give works in our collection, certainly it will compete favorably with what you have outside there. Because the fear, as far as I'm concerned, regarding our artifacts out there is it's because people troop out there to look at them because of the way they've been presented, the way they've been packaged, right? And if such works are, eventually repatriated, how are we sure that we want to? Because what they've done, that has added value to them. Once they bring it out there, if we are not careful, right, knowing the Nigerian thing, we might decide that we might discover that those works will lose their value. Right. So it's now up, the onus is on us to see what we can do to actually up the game regarding packaging, adding value to that. And I want to tell you, people want to, wherever they are, they want to come down here to see those works. Because whether you like it or not, the venue most times makes the event, right? So it's about where do you have the work? You don't just repatriate them and just put them somewhere where nobody cares for them, right? So these are the things we are ready to do in Yaba Art Museum. And as you can see, we're just starting. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Essentially, the role of museum is so very important to every household, to community, to the city, the country, and the world at large. The museum is a point where you keep the treasures, the family treasures, the community treasures, the institutional treasure, and then the state treasure, national treasure, and also at the international level, these treasures are exchanged through collaboration so that other people on the side of the globe can see what is happening at the other side. But most importantly, the museum provide a historical documentation of the evolution of a people, how they reasoned some time ago, how they were able to advance technologically and the rest of it. It can be read from the artifacts and the works that are available.
Museum is not a profit-making institution, so to say. Museum documents history, documents culture, and because this one is situated within the academic environment, it's a place where students can learn from the past works of other students that have left the place over a period of time. Because if you look at the works here, they are from different departments and they carry different philosophies and ideas which the students could actually tap into. The museum gives what I'll call academic visibility to the school. It opens avenue for people to come in, to look at what we have done and also to collaborate with us and see how we have been able over the years to document the history of our environment.
The museum in itself, aside from serving the aesthetic purposes that people come to see, the hope is that it would serve not just for art lovers, because that's just one perspective of looking at art. Artists can be very, very interdisciplinary, and we're actually a technological institution, so we have different faculties and learners that can relate to the works, either through history, through its methodology, through the happenings at the times of the works that were created. There are different connection points that can come through education, you know, of the art piece. It's not just the pretty picture.
The role of the museum is also to educate, apart from charting a history for people, is to educate you, and it's also going to give records of those objects that made history, and then by extension those who did them. And you find that now that you have this museum here, it's already attracting economic business environment, which is the characteristics of every museum anywhere in the whole world. There is going to be coffee shop somewhere, and there will be where people can have their snacks, where people can sit down, and there will be postcards made from some of the artifacts here, some souvenirs that people can pick, and most importantly, you find that when the culture of the museum is built, everybody around becomes aware, and then the import of keeping what we have is also being taught indirectly, so that everybody will know that things that you have, even your old man, your grandfather's agbada, for instance, dresses, their shoes, and that you say, oh, this is old school, you trash it. You don't throw anything away. These are things that can speak for that community. And that is what the museum, the role, the positioning here is going to play.
It's not just a place where works are gathered. Mind you, we're not just gathering works here for gathering's sake. Because what is very important is for the fact that for every work we have in this collection, certainly the data of each of those works, that is the artist, the year it is made, the materials, and what the content and materials of each of the works are well documented. So it's not just about having the works alone and for people to come around and say, no. This is more going to be like more or less a research center, you know, as you have, you know, in other climes, such as Smithsonian and other institutions like that, whereby if you're interested in, you know, researching about a particular artist, you know, you can always come here and, you know, you can have all that you can gather regarding the work, the artist, everything about the artist we are actually gathering here, we have here. So it's not just going to be a place where you just have the works alone. No. Everything concerning the artist, and its art, then, which means that for historians, you know, for, you know, researchers, you know, it's a place to be, right? So because it's going to compete favorably with other institutions, you know, museum around the world. That is our dream. And with the fact that we're also being supported by Ford Foundation, I think that is also a plus, because once we have such a foundation backing us, I think you want to know that, I want to believe that it's not just going to be a local thing, it's going to be a global, you know, one, whereby everything, you know, that has to do with art, especially staff and students, Yaba Collect Technology, you know, can be assessed.
This museum has a lot of importance to the environment, and all the students and everybody, we are all gearing up to embrace this. And at the national level, you find that one role museum plays is that immediately people arrive somewhere, they say, please, I would like to see this, I would like to see that. So it becomes a cultural destination. And I think that's another cultural tourism. There's a lot of potential that institution of a museum like this will generate once it kicks off fully.
funny thing about art is that it finds its way to insinuate itself into every single aspect of what you do, consciously or unconsciously. So it's very strange to say you want to cut art out of anything. Even when you want to write about cutting it out, you need the artist to help you do that. But then when you talk about sponsorship or support, I think the first thing I should say, this is a federal institution, and we've been so fortunate with the rector that we currently have in the institution. There's nothing you want to do, particularly in these times. If you don't have political will, nothing is going to happen. But then the rector has championed the cause with so much energy and supported it at every turn. So I think that is a positive thing because he works for the government.
Most of the work say that some of them, they are unknown. You see, you know how many years back, I've been lecturing over 20 years ago. And where we are sitting down, here we have Lara Ige. She is based in London, and we have a lot of lecturers here that are based in America that they sent in their works. Though for those that we cannot, we cannot pick up their names, we will send for them and say who their classmates. We will look for their classmates that can identify the owner of the works. So that's why we are still working. You see, it's still new. We are still working, asking who is the owner of this. You see, like my classmate here, I finished from this place, and my classmates here, I have their works. I could be able to say this is so person's work. You see, and a lot has happened concerning these works that we are presenting here because they are asking us. Some are still bringing their works, but as time goes on, I think we'll improve on all those things.
When you look at the Benin bronze, the Ife terracotta, the Igboku, and the Nok culture, you are able to now say, okay, at this point in time, you mean there were Nigerians that reasoned and did this work. And so you can use that to project a roadmap and development of a country. Unfortunately, we haven't seen this in Nigeria. The museum that was built during the colonial era is just there. At some point in time, people are even referring to it as a mortuary because in a typical African society, the museum, the family museum, for instance, on yearly basis is refreshed, and that is where you have the festivals. And when you have the festival, you find that the artifacts or the collection or the achievement for that particular year is deposited at the museum, and that is building history. And so when you look at all these artifacts, you are able to record the number of years. You are able to talk about dynasties. You are able to talk about at what time what happened. And that helps people to be able to come out with a growth pattern that will inform you to plan even for the future.
Talking about support, we're very grateful to Ford Foundation for the support so far, and we're looking to support from other areas. We already have a lot of support, hopefully coming from the Lagos State Council for Arts and Tourism. The commissioner was here, and she was so impressed and has offered help. And this is a government establishment, so I don't think I would say we've had negative issues so far, although we've had challenges. I must emphasize that we are a work in progress. This is the start of a start, because we've had just a little over 2 years working on this, and anyone that knows about research knows that it's not enough time to gather anything. But we've done what we can so far, and currently our collection is about a little over 2,000 pieces. So what you see in the display is less than half or less than a quarter of what the collection actually holds. But the display actually holds works from our past, older works from our beginning, which I mean the school in itself. When I say the school, I mean Yaba College of Technology, has its own history, starting all the way from 1933, contrary to popular opinion of 1948. But then the School of Art in itself, its beginning started in 1952, and which means in 2 years' time, it's 70, making us the very oldest one around.
We are Nigerians, and problems, challenges that are peculiar to us, we know them, right? So, and also, once you know your challenges, your problems, certainly it's half solved, because it's to know how to go about it. And with that, I think as an art school, we know what we need, we know what we can do to preserve this. And certainly the need for us to also, take the right step in assessing this, in doing this. All these have been, have been planned out, and we're working on it. So we know that we have a job to do here, and first is the care for the artworks, because they must be maintained at a particular temperature, right? First, the museum, this particular space, we know what we went through to be able to secure it, regarding some of the elements that we battle with, to be able to, have it the way it is today. And we are not resting on our hours. We know that there's still a lot of things to put in place to be able to, keep it going. Because, like you rightly observe, yes, in Nigeria, we know that we, down to except air that is free to us, every other thing, you just have to fight for it. So as an institution, as a museum, certainly all these are being worked out so that, we don't just have, it do not seems as if we are just a flash in the pan. No, continuity, maintenance is very, very key, and we are seriously working at that, and I want to believe that very soon we're still going to invite you. We discover that because every now and then we want to keep on, improving on what we have. We don't have all yet, right? Because yes, we have this space. No, it's just about this space. There are lots that we still need to do regarding the work, because, it's not just about this space, but about the content, right? So, which is very important. And you're talking about the content, you're talking about the preservation. These are the things. If we've been doing it for other, around the world, why can't we do it for ourselves here? So we are aware of these challenges, and headlong we are battling it.
How many museums do we have in Lagos? We have just the National Museum. And coming to have Yaba Art Museum, is something else. You see, we have a lot of, this art museum now is like a tourism. Because some people will be coming in now, they'll be asking, where can I get museum? Where is the museum? But now, the National Theatre, they don't have anything again there. But having this one now at the Art Museum within, you see, it's in the center of Lagos. So it's something that is very, very nice. And because a lot of people, when we opened this place last month, in fact, people have been praising the college for this upbringing, and it's very, very good because most of people will be benefiting. You see, most of the works we are seeing here are products of our ex-students, and most of the products you are seeing here, we are the supervisors. Like you see, the work I'm sitting behind is my work. This work you are seeing behind me, you see, is dedicated to the African children, and again, dedicated to the children that died during the bomb blast, Ikeja bomb blast. That's why I said I prefer to sit down where this work is, because it's for a purpose.
We're hoping to have so many events that are worked into the programs of the museum. Educational events, social events, screenings, excursions. We're hoping to be able to host researchers